Hey guys, welcome to this week's Bachelorette chat. It feels like it's been forever.
It's been at least 100 years ago since Chad was sent home on a double date.
But they're still dragging it out.
They had a protein powder funeral.
That stuff is not cheap.
That was a little ridiculous.
That's not cheap.
I don't remember who kicked it out into the woods then, but then...
Was it like Wells?
I don't know. But then Chad shows up and he's
all... hands sliding down on the glass door.
And then a little...
Yeah. I love how the guys were all like, oh, he's gone. And then they hear the knock and they're like, Mommy!
Yeah, exactly. Mommy, we didn't mean it. Mm-hmm. So then he starts talking to them and I'm thinking like, is this an apology from him? No.
He doesn't take back anything he said.
Hell no. Evan steps up and is like, you owe me a shirt.
You just dumped out his protein powder.
Yeah, really.
Which was probably more expensive than your little t-shirt.
Alright, so then they have a few more words, which was really ridiculous.
Jordan was all like, I played football.
No, you didn't. We looked it up.
Okay.
Alright.
Never played a game, but anyway, whatever. So, Chad eventually leaves, and we find out he's gonna be on Bachelor in Paradise. We're not watching.
Thank God.
But I love the commercial with him eating cold cuts again. The classic. I hope they really stock the fridge on the island, wherever they are.
I hope so.
On Intercourse Island.
Maybe he'll eat some rancid meat.
I don't know.
All right.
So then Alex comes back from the 2-on-1 date. They knew that he was going to make it because they saw that Chad was he's gone. I was going to say he got evicted. He's gone.
It was a big makeout. They sat on a little toadstool somewhere and they made out for hours.
Oh, I thought you meant with the guys.
No.
Okay, yeah. So he gets back to the guys and they're all like, woo! They pick him up on their shoulders and they're like, American hero!
Really?
Maybe for his, like, military service, but not for freaking getting rid of Chad on the 2-on-1. People are ridiculous.
The only reason she kept him was because she was getting rid of Chad. And she needed asses in the seats.
So they had this huge thing of cupcakes. They smashed them in his face.
Great.
You could have just eaten them.
Just the boys blowing off some steam in the house.
All right. Well, we've still got a cocktail party to get to. I know that was all fun, but it's time to get down to business here.
They had those cool inflatables that you like bounce off each other with.
You like sumo.
That's one at a time, Mr. Chase.
Yeah.
One at a time
Chase
in those balls.
Tried to squeeze in the same ball as JoJo. I don't know. There's something about Chase that I don't like.
Yeah.
He kind of seems like a frat boy jerk.
Like an A?
Yeah.
All right. A or a D? All right.
Take your pick.
Robbie had a little make out with her at the fountain. They made a wish. He's like, yeah, I'm hoping like I'm going to end up giving you something really shiny. I can't go into detail too much because then my wish won't come true.
I wish that I could have like 10 plus boyfriends at once. Oh, my wish came true.
Oh, I want to make out with every boy.
Your wish is their command.
Your wish has been granted.
Right. So then James wrote a short poem for her. He read it. And
it was actually really sweet.
She was like,
but she probably threw it in the trash.
Well, wasn't he interrupted by somebody else who already had a rose, by Luke?
Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that Chad is gone, Evan's like, oh, well, now there's like all these tiny Chads running around.
Okay.
What'd you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, really. Luke pulls out the, I'm falling for you, baby.
Isn't it a little soon for that?
A little bit.
A bunch of them are pulling that out, though. It's too soon.
That's what she wants to hear, though, and they know it. This next part that we're going to talk about was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen on The Bachelor.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, yeah.
So Jordan pulls her aside, and he's like, I know I already have a rose, but I want to, like,
he takes
I still need time with you.
On the other side of the wall from where everyone is sitting and freaking pushes her up against the wall and, like, forces himself on her. Although, I'm saying that incredibly lightly because she wanted it.
Okay.
That's like the rudest thing ever. Don't do that.
The guys were all on the other side, and it was like weird.
It was filthy. I hated that. I really did.
It was just such like a douche moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time for the rose ceremony. Who cares who got the roses? Evan gets the final rose because can you say producer pick?
All right. Well, some of the people going home, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
He was trying to be funny on his way out, talking about how his personality is shite. Sorry.
But he's the hottest bitch in that place. Those other guys can't hold a candle to him. She's just interested in personality, though, and he didn't have a shot.
God.
And James F., the boxing dude. Dude, consider yourself lucky that you're the F out of there.
We hardly knew him.
You dodged a real bullet, honey.
All right. Well, anyway, it's time to pack your bags. They're leaving Pennsylvania.
Pack your anuses. We're going to Uruguay.
I don't think any of them knew where that was.
I don't.
I'm not saying I could point it out on a map. I'm just saying, like...
I mean, it's in South America, obviously, but...
They were all just like, yeah, the not Paraguay one.
That's right. Ura.
Yes.
Are they near each other?
I think so.
Cool.
Okay, so anyway.
I sucked at geography. I almost failed it.
It's time for a one-on-one date, and that belongs to Jordan.
They're going seal watching. He's all handsy. The camera's right up her bathing suit ass. It's disgusting. I'm so tired of that camera work.
All right, well, while they were on their date on the boat, whatever, the guys back at the hotel, they were all getting their hair done. And those producers...
Hey, Vinny!
They planted some magazines like it was a real barbershop.
Yeah.
And guess who was in the magazines, in the tabloids?
Oh, JoJo.
Of course.
JoJo and Chase. Not Chase from this season. Chase.
Chad.
Chad, her
Come on now.
Chad, her ex.
Of course. Her ex-boyfriend's name is Chad. Of course.
Yeah.
There will never be another Chad on this show.
No.
Chads have been ruined for this show.
Everyone's losing their shit.
Yeah,
when
so
they're reading this. They're
I
like,
guess
oh, she's not here for the right reasons.
The article was saying that, like, the ex-boyfriend was saying that they were, like, messing around while her season with Ben was airing. So he's like, oh, she still loves me. So they're like, oh my God, does she still love him?
Well, I guess not, because she's on a date right now with the nephew of Don Knotts.
What? Isn't that crazy?
Not only is his brother a famous NFL quarterback, but he didn't play a game in the NFL before they cut his ass loose. He's related to Don Knotts.
Mr. Furley!
The shakiest gun in the West. Wasn't he also like in the Apple Dumpling Gang or whatever too?
But anyway.
That's hot.
JoJo was putting him on the hot seat.
Yeah, because she met up with like some girl that he used to fool around with.
I thought it was his ex-girlfriend.
They were on again, off again.
I don't know. I feel like I missed something here though. When did this happen? And like, what was the context? Did she say?
I don't know.
Were they like in an airport or something? I don't understand how she met the ex or whatever and knew the connection.
He was shaking in his boots though.
Yeah, he was just like, wait, you what?
Wait, I need a drink. Oh, yeah, I'm falling in love with you.
Oh, yeah, convenient timing
okay.
there. And she was like, wait, so last time you said you were falling for me, and this time you said falling in love.
Well,
she's buying this crap.
You better take this rose then, mister.
I'm sorry, the body language from him says it all. He is full of crap.
And what the body doesn't say, the rat face makes up for the...
All right, so then he gets the rose, of course, and they go out into the streets. There's some music. They're dancing.
They made that outfit that he was wearing in a woman's outfit, too.
Those are some tiny pants, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then she gets back from her date. She's just like, I'm so happy. And the producers are like, well, read this.
She's like, why are you showing me this?
Why are you showing me this Duggars tabloid? I want to read that story about the Duggars.
Right? This is a while ago, though.
Yeah.
So then she's like, well, I don't want to talk about this.
And they're like, well, the guys have seen it.
You gotta whip up some tears.
We showed this to the guys.
You gotta pretend you're upset. Oh, yeah. I'm totally not faking this, guys.
So she throws on her robe and goes and talks to the
She
guys.
forgot to throw her shoes on.
She's like, whatever, I'm already in the hotel. I don't need shoes.
She tells the guys, I'm not faking this. I'm here for the right reasons.
Right reasons. And they're just like, yeah, we know. Like, it's all good. Like, before that, they were having this long-ass discussion. Like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Like, what do you think is going on?
This whole ploy was so ridiculous.
Such a time waster.
So ridiculous. The guys were practically laughing their asses off.
All right, well, it was time for the group date. But we've got Robbie and Jordan back
On
in
a
the hotel.
spa date.
Yeah. The cucumbers on the eyes. The Hannibal Lecter skin face thing.
This was just so ridiculous.
It was.
I'm just so tired of those two.
Let's just move on.
They can go kiss each other's asses.
Let's move on to the group date.
I was crying all night, but I managed to pull myself together to go sand surfing.
That looked fun.
It did look fun. They took a lot of headers, too.
Ooh, I'm sure they're going to be finding sand for days.
Yeah, I'm sure. Derek is feeling a little weird.
He's getting really jealous.
He doesn't like being 1/10 of a date.
I don't blame him. Is he the only one that's normal here?
Yes, apparently.
You should all be upset. You should all be upset.
So he tells her, but then, like, short guy Alex is just like, yeah, I'm going to tell you some real serious shit right now. So I'm getting the rose. You know,
Yeah.
these guys are just waiting to pull out.
They're waiting to drop bombs on her
Yeah.
to get that group date rose.
So now the group date rose goes to someone who needs some assurance. Which
Reassurance.
is Derek.
Right.
And Alex is pissed because he wanted the group date rose because
Yeah.
he thought he didn't want to waste that little bit of information and not get a rose for it.
He's like, Derek got a pity rose and I wouldn't want that and he's a little crybaby bitch.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's all happening.
Okay.
Now it's time for the one-on-one date with Robbie, who looks phony as hell. I'm just going to say that right now.
He reminds me of like a more polished, younger Will Forte. Does anyone else see that?
Yes.
Okay.
They have a drive around town date. He gets a chubby baker boy hat. They jump off a cliff together.
It's scary.
Look like fun, actually.
I don't like jumping off of things.
Did you notice the bloody rocks at the bottom?
Yeah.
What looked like bloody
It was
rocks?
scary at first. Those
Yeah.
rocks, when they showed them, it looked like they like died on them.
Yeah.
But they didn't, so that's
All
cool.
right. So at dinner, he tells her the story, of how his best friend was texting while he was driving, and he drove off a bridge.
It was really sad.
It was very sad. So he's learned from that event that he cannot take life for granted. So he's going balls to the wall here.
He's being really vulnerable here.
He said that he's in love with her.
Okay, so like,
He's in love with her.
I think it was nice that he shared that story about his friend and everything. But again, like, it's way too early to be like, I'm falling in love with you.
This was your first alone date.
Come on, man!
Your first alone date.
Even she was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, hell no. Take that rose, boy.
She gave him the rose, of course.
Well, yeah. He's getting it.
Then fireworks, of course.
Make out for hours.
All right, so then... Cocktail wiener party! But first, Derek is like, okay, I'm gonna need to see Jordan, Alex, Robbie, and Chase in my office.
Yes.
He wants to confront them because he feels like they're being mean girls.
They
They're
are.
excluding him. And I have to agree. They have like this little clique thing going.
He's
They're
right.
mean.
And they're not owning up to it. They're
Yeah,
just
they're
like,
just like, you're a little bitch. No.
yeah, well, Alex and Jordan were
Jordan,
like that.
yeah.
So they're all pissed off. I'm waiting for them to say, I didn't get a rose because of you.
Well, they're also like, oh, and you're taking away from the cocktail party. Like,
She didn't even get there yet.
we want to focus on
Get a grip.
JoJo.
Get a grip.
Well, Chris Harrison shows up and he's like, there's no party.
She already made her mind up. She saw enough. She's seen it all.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's time for that rose ceremony.
we say goodbye to Grant.
I feel bad about Grant. He
I do
seems like
too.
a nice guy.
He seemed really genuine. she's just not that into you, dude. I'm sorry that you're sad, hurt,
all right,
and
man.
confused.
All right, Evan.
I'm not sorry for you. Seriously, you are so lucky you actually got a vacation out of this, because you didn't have a shot in hell.
It's not even, it's just he was so whiny and like...
The producers wanted you there, not JoJo.
All right. Yo. And then last but not least, Vinny. I was actually really sad about his goodbye messages.
He cried.
He was like really hurt.
I really feel bad for everybody else though, because now their hair is gonna go back to looking like crap.
No one's gonna have that fun hair with the shaved sides.
No one's gonna have the freshness that they had when Vinny was there every week to trim it up just a quarter of an inch.
All right. Well, the extra little tidbit at the end was actually pretty funny.
Luke's nip slip.
He had some side boob going on.
He may have had larger cups than some of the girls he's dated. I'm not doubting that.
It happens.
All right. Let us know what you guys thought in the comments. And until next time,
Much love.
Edit.